warning to tell you about from Homeland Security that will have you looking to the sky. The department says drones made from the Chinese company DJI could be stealing your data. So how do you keep your information safe? Here with expert insight is former U.S. Army Special Operations and Strategic Advisor at White Fox Defense, Brett Velikovich. Thank you so much for joining us. Great to have you with us. So nearly 80% of drones used in the U.S. and Canada, they come from this company, DJI. So how serious should we take this warning?
Well, look, I think we should be concerned with any Chinese technology firm that holds a significant market share in our U.S. technology sector. And for years, basically right under our noses, the Chinese have simply dominated our commercial drone technology sector. Almost 90% of all the drones that are sold in the U.S., that's millions of drones that exist, are manufactured by a Chinese company. 80% of those are manufactured specifically by DJI, which is a multi-billion-dollar drone conglomerate operating out of China. And for a while now, the U.S. military and the U.S. government has suspected that the Chinese government had the ability to basically access user data from those that are using these drones, such as the flight records, even photographs from the drones themselves, and even down to the companies and agencies, sometimes government agencies in the U.S. that are actually using these things. And the U.S. Army even banned DJI drones back in 2017 for fears that they were sharing that data with the Chinese government.
Okay, so you just explained that, because that's what I wanted to ask you. People are thinking, oh, there can be one of these drones flying over my house and they can access my information, hack into, all of my systems. The way it works here, they can actually hack into the drone itself, right?
Well, it's unclear exactly what it is, and the government didn't really, say anything specifically about what they could hack. But just the potential of the communication systems on it and the signals that exist from a drone, there's thoughts that they could access remotely the camera feeds or the video from the drone, and then just normal data that's shared within it. Because these drones are highly connected. They're connected to the internet, connected to infrastructure, and so just the fact that they are connected to different organizations and even their Wi-Fi networks gives this kind of concern. But when you talk to DJI and actually spoke to some of their representatives last night, some of their senior folks, they're adamant that the user has full access of what is shared, and they put in software protocols and systems that make it so that's not possible. But look, I came from the U.S. intelligence community, and you'd be surprised some of the technology that we were able to access, and I imagine the Chinese government has some similar individuals that can go out there and get into this technology. And when you've got entities and organizations in the U.S. that are using drones to fly over critical infrastructure, military bases, look at U.S. naval ships, of course, there's this concern that the Chinese government, being a government that can force their companies essentially to conform to some of their security standards, may actually take that data and use it for nefarious purposes in the future.
So possibly a situation, if you do own one of these drones, to be aware of what you're allowing to be accessed.
Yeah, I think that's the case, and it's even just like some of the recent news we've seen from Google and Amazon Alexa being potentially able to track you, and Google tracking some of your purchases. There's systems and data within it that you can kind of turn off. You can put privacy modes, other things like that that may help mitigate that. But in the end, really, it's more of a concern for government entities and organizations that are focused on critical infrastructure that should be worried about this.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's a whole new world. We love using all of this, but you got to be aware of the potential dangers. Brett Velikovich, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Heather.